things to question in the Scott Peterson situation. So I know everybody keeps telling me guilty, guilty, but let's just focus on a few key items. Number one, this evidence that supposedly came out is not really new evidence. It's stuff that I learned when I dug deep, deep into this trial way back when. Obsessively, I must admit, because I didn't necessarily think he was innocent. I just was like, wait a minute, none of this is really making any sense to me. So one of my big issues, several different, but we'll start with one of them, is the determination of the baby's age. And before we get started, this could be triggering for some people. So if you don't want to hear triggering things, please go ahead and leave, scroll up. The idea that Laci and Conner, Laci was unalived on Christmas Eve, and then we know that the remains floated up and came ashore on the bay in April. The baby floated up first, baby Conner, and then Laci's remains. So one key thing, did you know that almost 6 months prior to Laci and Conner, there was another young lady who was found, who also floated up in that same area, same bay, also just the torso, but with her baby was still intact. She was pregnant. Her boyfriend was investigated, let him go. But we didn't hear anything about it because she was not the all-American girl, the whole thing, right? But first of all, be aware that about 6 months prior, this same scenario just about occurred before Laci. Now, let's get to Laci and Conner. It said because it was just a torso that the baby was expelled from Laci's unalived body. That could happen. They never could forensically decide on the age of the baby, but the baby did appear to be larger than an 8-month-old fetus. That's extremely significant. They could not determine. They couldn't say whether it was, couldn't say whether it wasn't. The other thing is, baby Conner had duct tape around his neck. Now let's think for a moment of the physical body structure of an infant when it's born. The head is large. That's why we have labor. The shoulders are extremely large. They're almost, most of the time, as large as the head, their circumference. And the neck is very small. Prosecution said that the duct tape floated over baby Conner's head because of the waves and very conveniently just stayed there. But then it couldn't just float off of his shoulders? Something is wrong with that entire scenario. And my point is, the law says if you cannot prove someone's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, that's reasonable doubt right there. No one could say how old the baby was. And how did the duct tape get there? How? Let's go back. There was no blood, no physical DNA anywhere in that house or the supposed boat that Laci didn't know about. And that's another thing. She did know about the boat, but we'll talk about that on another one. Never brought up. Witnesses never brought up. Again, we'll talk about that in another one. How can you say someone to death row if you cannot answer those questions? How would you want people? Wouldn't you want someone to look into everything and prove? Don't you know that's what the law says? They couldn't prove it. They couldn't even prove a manner of death. Come on.